Great. So welcome to ASU London's webinar series for careers advisors and teachers. My name is Anoksha. I'm a student recruitment officer here at ASU London, and I'm joined by one of our student ambassadors, Pavik, who will be introducing himself later on, and we'll be talking about a project that he's done here at ASU London as well. So today's agenda, essentially, we're going to go and speak a little bit about what ASU London is. And the topic for today's session is artificial intelligence, very niche, very with the times. And we're going to also talk about some facts regarding AI and then dive into our engineering with artificial intelligence program. And then Pavik is going to conclude the session by speaking about one of the projects that he's worked on. And yeah, that's it. We're now ASU London. For those of you who knew us as Teddy London, we've since rebranded in November 2019 and are now called ASU London. So sorry, could I just ask everybody to mute themselves? You're more than welcome to pop in any question that you have in the chat. Thank you. So what we offer, we currently offer bachelor degree programs across business and management, computer science, and engineering. We offer global design engineering, engineering with AI, engineering with mechatronic systems, and electrical and electronic engineering. How it's a little bit different is that if students want, they can go on to do a master's at Arizona State University as a direct pathway, provided they meet certain academic requirements. That's the partnership that we have with ASU, which is Arizona State University in the US. They are a founding member. And in terms of entry requirements, it's pretty much the same as it was before when we were Teddy London, so 112 to 120 UCAS points. Students can apply directly or via UCAS. We would recommend that they apply via UCAS if they're applying to more than one university. For international entry requirements, it's all up on our website. I can share the link on the chat with you shortly. For all our engineering programs and computer science as well, we don't require any level 3 qualification for math or physics, so like no A levels for math or physics. We do require a level 3 qualification, so any A level subjects or BTech or T levels are accepted. And if there's any other diploma or something that the students are studying, they're more than welcome to get in touch with our admissions team, and our admissions team can take that forward with them. So a little bit about Arizona State University, who is our founding partner. They're number one in innovation, sustainability, and global impact in the US. And they have a wide range of network of employers and have continuously held that position, that rank essentially. And the facilities are great. They are very much embedded in practical learning, much like ASU London. So here at ASU London, we don't do any sort of lectures. We are completely project-based and are led by hands-on practical learning. So students essentially work on various projects throughout their 3 years, and that's how they build their portfolio. For a lot of our courses, portfolio is a module embedded within the program, which sort of helps them once they are out there in the market. We do have a dedicated careers advisor as well for students who helps them with work experience, helps them brush up their CV, mock interviews, and things like that. Okay, so today's session is all about future pathways to AI. It is a very hot topic these days, but it is also something that we as an educational institution have now adopted and want to encourage a positive outlook towards AI, which is what this session is mostly going to focus about. It will explore options about our Engineering with AI program. I will also briefly touch on our new program, Engineering with Mechatronics, which is starting this September, which also has a little bit of AI embedded within it. And it all provides a future pathway to students to master AI applications in the future and sort of get them job ready for these future pathways. Before we begin, just a little bit of a brain tease out there, or whatever you want to call it. I would like to just pose a question about where have you come across AI in your daily life? And what do you like or dislike about it? So if you could just quickly pop your things on the chat, any sort of thoughts you have, any opinion for AI. It doesn't have to, like, you don't have to think twice about it. Whatever comes to your mind at the very first instance, you're more than welcome to just pop that on the chat. Moving forward, some facts about artificial intelligence. So there's a lot of skepticism around AI, but it has also become a very integrated part of our daily life. So certain studies that were done in previous years have essentially showed that students have reported using AI in one form or another during their education or even in their everyday lives. Apart from that, it's also one of the things that has continuously been circulating around higher education when it comes to assessments and AI. I know a lot of universities are adopting different sort of assessments when it comes to the traditional parts that they were earlier doing. So like non-traditional parts of assessment that don't include exams. So more like oral tests or presentations or other forms of assessment just to fit around plagiarism and things that can lead to things that could essentially lead to plagiarism and false assessment results. When it comes to industry, essentially, AI has again become such a hot topic. It contributes quite a bit to the global economy and is predicted to contribute about $15.7 trillion by 2030. I know there's a lot of stress when it comes to around, oh, AI is going to be taking our jobs. While there has been research that has shown that there have been job losses due to AI, there are also jobs created by AI, and the net gain remains within the UK. It remains to be about 12 million jobs. ChatGPT, I think that's become one of the most common used applications. In fact, in certain studies within the university scape, it was also shown that students now tend to go to ChatGPT before they actually use Google for a lot of other things. So you see the landscape sort of shifting when it comes to the use of artificial intelligence in our day-to-day lives. Moving on. So why we as an institution decided to adopt AI and mechatronics, which also includes parts and applications of artificial intelligence, is that there's no escaping it, to put it lightly. It's better to learn to adapt to it and master it rather than being wary of it. You can't escape it for very long. a lot of jobs in the future are going to be dependent on artificial intelligence. So mastering the technique, using it in everyday applications is something that that our academics and our academic director thought were a great start. It is becoming an increasingly important part of modern society and modern engineering, from robotics and industrial automation to smart technologies. It's transforming how engineers essentially work, and a lot of those modules are embedded within our programs of engineering with AI and engineering with mechatronic systems. Um, Students will also essentially be learning a lot about programming, coding throughout these programs when they do study it with us. The way that it's structured is it's still very much engineering focused. So two parts of the program is engineering, but then there's that one part where you're exploring applications within artificial intelligence and mechatronics and applying that to engineering essentially. And the graduates from engineering with AI and engineering with mechatronic programs could go into robotics, they could go into machine learning, data science, data analysts, embedded systems, technical product manager, and various other jobs that could still be yet to come in the future. Just wanted to also let you know that with these two programs, a lot of the modules are quite similar, because in mechatronics these days, there's a lot of application-based AI systems that are being used. So our academics have kept certain modules to be the same within the two programs. Yeah, so that is essentially just a quick version of what modules are presented for our engineering with artificial intelligence program. It's a bachelor's program, so it's a 3-year program. But like I mentioned, students, if they want to continue their studies and continue exploring the topic of artificial intelligence, provided that they meet certain academic requirements, they can qualify to go to then do a 1-year master's in the US at Arizona State University. So year 1 and year 2 modules for AI are pretty much your core modules. They lead the pathway for year 3 modules. For mechatronics and for engineering with AI, these year 1 and 2 are pretty much the same. So a lot of it is exploring current topics within the industry. You will be learning programming, you will be learning systems that are important for you to gain the knowledge and expertise within the field. And like I mentioned, we are project based, so most of these modules will be connected with a company or an industry partner that may come in and give students projects, and that's how they'll essentially learn and build their portfolio. Year 3 onwards, it starts getting more specialized. So we have modules like machine vision, which includes data acquisition and processing. Students will also get to create their own app, which is exciting, also something that they can showcase to employers, and definitely something that gives them a cutting edge. Moving on, for our engineering with mechatronic systems, like I said, year 1 and 2 for both those programs is pretty much similar. So they're adapting to certain technologies using programming methods that are pretty much the same. But year 3 onwards, it starts getting more specialized. So in mechatronics, that comes in the form of digital manufacturing, smart factories, where you're looking at manufacturing processes within engineering, but using technology within those processes, which may not have been the case traditionally or even 5 years before. This is very much keeping in mind what is now called Industry 6.0 for within the engineering landscape, which actually looks at using certain smart systems and AI-based technologies till 2050, and what sort of landscape will be shifting towards that. And in both cases, students do an engineering project, which is sort of, you can think of it as a capstone project. Students also get, when they do end up enrolling to ASU London, they get an academic mentor with whom they meet about once every term, and they can discuss what that final engineering project that they want to do can actually be, or depending on their career goals. I'm going to now hand it over to Bhavik. Bhavik, if you want to just introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm a first year student doing engineering with AI. So yeah, I study maths, chemistry, and economics at A level. And yeah, so I'm just going to talk about the first project that I did, which was the Engineers Without Borders project. So we were given a brief within an area within Birmingham, Ladywood area, and we were given different sections to obviously focus on a problem. And as a group, we figured that due to the lack of like food banks in the area, we decided to like obviously base our main objective or our main solution to solving that problem around food. So obviously due to there only being one food bank, we decided to come up with a food truck, but also integrate more technology into it using applications and so yeah. So in the beginning, we started obviously going through early ideas, how we're going to integrate it. So yeah, and then we created a an app which will allow you to track where the van is, the schedule, the timetabling, and also a way to donate food through the app, which will alert to the van and tell them what type of food you have and what what when can you like drop off the food. So yeah, I think it was very interesting because normally at school we really didn't work in groups, and it was quite exciting for the first time, really like collaborating with people, talking about stuff, going through like a start to finish project. I think that's one thing from school that I didn't really get to have. So I think it was a really good opportunity for me, to develop these soft skills like communication, problem solving, keeping up to date with deadlines, focusing on, the flow and how together we can create the solution. So yeah, um, that was basically it. We did a final presentation on it and a poster. So we outlined all the different sections, such as like the design specification, any research that we conducted within the area. So yeah, it was really fun, and yeah, it was a good first project to start off with.
Great,
So yeah,
thank you.
thank you.
Just with that, just a quick question. Did you also do like a report for your project or like a report writing?
Not really. It was mainly the poster, but the poster
Okay,
had lots of words and text. So yeah.
okay, great. Thank you. Well, that concludes our presentation for today. We also do a bunch of outreach activities. So just wanted to let you know about those. We can come to your higher education fair. We do engineering workshops as well. And Thinking Ahead is one of our taster programs. It's an online free 3-week taster program for students aged 16 and above. We don't have the dates for the next Thinking Ahead finalized yet, but it would be sometime in autumn this year. But yeah, if you could also give us a feedback by scanning the QR code, that would be great. It'll help us develop these sessions um, further. And we also have an upcoming open day on the 27th of June in our Clerkenwell campus. Um, from 10 a.m. To 4 p.m. So do come and visit us. That's our very first open day in our new campus. We're sharing a campus with City St. George's, but we have our own dedicated spaces within it. So it'll mean a lot if you could join us. Um, any questions that we had? Anybody have any questions regarding our programs? If you want to ask Pavik anything. Okay, maybe I'll just ask Pavik a couple of questions so that everybody gets an idea about ASU London. Pavik, if you just want to tell us about um, your application process to university and why you chose ASU London.
So initially, I wasn't planning on going to university, and what really drew me, I think, was definitely the project based, and also being in London. I think being in London really swayed it for me because I think it's easy to get around. It's one of the best cities for students. And also, I think networking is really a big thing, and it makes it so much easier in London, being around different people, and yeah, it's the capital. So yeah, I that's why I picked it. But yeah, it was also the projects that was quite interesting to me because normally at school it was generally exams by yourself, you just study the content and you do the exam and that's it. And it was like a really different sort of way of teaching and a way of assessing how um we solve problems and how we approach different scenarios in engineering, especially. So yeah.
Great, thank you. And what made you choose the program? Like, did you know that you wanted to do something with AI or?
I think for me, when looking at the program I think it was the broadness of it because I didn't feel like I was locked into either doing engineering or AI or even computer science. I felt like it gave me a nice range, even for like the future, to go into different pathways. And I think also having it majority engineering is also a nice thing because, it allows me to also go down that way, as well as giving me the option to go into AI and into data science. And so yeah, that was the main thing.
Great, thank you. And do you know if you want to go to Arizona for your master's? There's just someone who's asked that question on the
Um,
chat.
I haven't really considered it, but I think it'll become more clearer maybe end of second year.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes and
yeah,
we'll see what my options are. So yeah.
definitely. Thank you. Thank you for that. Anyone else with any questions? Okay, if that was all, I'm gonna give you your 20 minutes back. Everybody will get a recording for this session, but if you haven't had a chance, please do scan the QR code and send us your feedback. It would mean a lot for us to then further develop these sessions for the future. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening. Bye. Thanks, Pavik.
Thank you.
Bye.